Long before I took my first breath, I was already being lied to. Not just by parents, not just by culture, but by the rhythm of a world built on distortion. Today's reflection stretches beyond the present moment. It reaches back across generations because the lie did not begin with us, but it may end here with awareness. Greetings and welcome. I am so grateful you are here. Let us sit together with acceptance of what is and begin. This week's phrase says, the effects of false beliefs manifest in my physical, emotional, and mental balance. The truth is, I am coping with falsified data since preconception. The world we live in is a world of lies and injustice. When something feels off in your spirit, when your body is tense, always on edge, as though it is expecting calamity, that might not be just stress. It could be the soul trying to make sense of falsified data. Data it never asked for, but inherited anyway. Like the lie that you must earn love, that your worth depends on how much you produce, that being strong means never needing help, or that success means outshining others. How about that questioning what you were taught means you are ungrateful? And the list goes on. Each of us was handed something that felt like truth, but never quite sat right in the soul. False beliefs don't simply confuse us. They destabilize us physically, emotionally, mentally. Emotionally, the lie teaches us to distrust our instincts. It tells us to minimize what we feel, to apologize for our needs, to label grief as weakness and rage as sin. We learn to doubt what we feel, question what we need, and disregard what we know. Only smiling, only managing, only surviving, while our spirit is begging for permission to feel what is real. Mentally, the lie messes us up. It makes us question our sanity when we are actually seeing clearly. It teaches us to smile when we want to scream, to say we are fine when we are falling apart, to call chaos normal just because everyone else is pretending not to see it. We lie to our children and tell them to be honest. We praise obedience and punish truth. We confuse fear with respect. We say things like, that is just how life is, when really it is how the lie survives. We go to work in systems we know are broken. We stay in relationships we have outgrown. We vote for people who do not care about us, sing national anthems that were written during slavery, and pledge allegiance to countries that profit from our pain. We take pills to stay calm, scroll to stay numb, and call anything inconvenient negative energy. We perform wellness while suppressing rage. This is not spiritual. It is survival dressed up in spiritual language. And it is killing us quietly, daily, globally. We do not talk about mental illness in our families because we have normalized dysfunction. We say, he's just like that, or she is always moody, instead of calling trauma by its name. We are not okay, and pretending we are is the biggest lie of all. So yes, we learn to stay quiet, to go along, and to call the cage home. But deep down, something in us knows this was never how it was meant to be. The lie did not start with you. Not even with your parents, grandparents, or even great-great-grandparents. It is older than your bloodline. It is encoded in injustice, institutionalized in doctrine, romanticized in culture, normalized in survival. Even before conception, the energy field you were preparing to enter was already dense with distortion. Ancestral memory doesn't just carry wisdom, it also carries wounds. And if we do not address them, we live them again and again. This isn't about blame. It is about courage. It is about interrupting the pattern. We live in a world that often rewards deception and punishes truth, where entire empires were built on falsehood, where justice is often cosmetic and freedom is conditional. We were told that darker skin meant lesser worth, that women were made to serve, not to lead, that land could be stolen and renamed without consequence. We were taught that silence was safer than truth, that our pain made us weak, that conformity was virtue and questioning was rebellion. We were told our roots were pagan, that our ancestors were wrong, that God only speaks one language, wears one face, and sits in one building. We were born into teachings that had already decided what was holy and warned us not to look beyond them. These lies were embedded in textbooks, etched into rituals, spoken over cradles. And yet, in this same world, you are here, waking up, peeling back layers and asking, what is mine? What was inherited? What is a lie I no longer need to live by? And to the version of you who once believed the lie, I speak with no judgment. You did what you had to do to survive. You made sense of the world with the tools you were given. But now you are seeing. And that makes you a witness, a seer, a participant in the healing. Those who glimpse the truth and choose not to turn away, you are heroes. You are doing the work of first cause, of the divine, of God, Olodumare, Allah, Whatever name speaks truth to your spirit. To live truthfully in a world of falsehood is no small act. It requires a return to source, not as a passive drift, but as an act of soul defiance. It is a choice to no longer cope blindly, a sacred interruption of what was never yours to carry. Your nervous system deserves truth. Your spirit was not made to house deception. So, as we reflect, let this be your quiet declaration. I am not the lie. I am the one who sees it. Where do you feel the effects of false belief most? In your body, your thoughts, your emotions? What belief have you outgrown but still carry out of habit? Let your awareness be the beginning of release. Comment below or sit with it in sacred stillness. The truth will meet you there. Thank you for sharing this sacred space with me. If today's reflection stirred something in you, share it. Let it ripple. Let it awaken. And if you haven't yet, subscribe, like, comment. These acts help this work reach those who need it. May this week bring you closer to your center, closer to source, closer to what is real.